3, 2, 1. It's Memory of Heroes time. And today, I'm joined by another new person. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Androzani84. I'm another YouTube user who generally tends to make videos where I look over other people's fan fiction and give my semi-humorous critique. And I'm also write fan fiction on both Archive of Our Own and fanfiction.net.
Nice. But yeah, we here are now just continuing to fight through the research facility here. So, why don't you tell us about your experience with Kamen Rider or with Double or whatever, since everyone else has had their piece so far.
Yeah, well, for Kamen Rider, it started when I got back into Power Rangers through somebody's abridged series on YouTube, and the first episode for his third season was the Masked Rider pilot episode, which he used to take riffs on the Power Rangers film, fan film.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I got into it for real when the Ranger Wiki started announcing that the currently airing Riders series, which at the time was Zeus, would be featuring some Sentai alumnus as guest star Kamen Riders. They had a guy from Ninja as a ninja-themed rider, a guy from GoBusters as a quiz-themed rider, and then when I started watching the show, taking interest, they had Kikaido as a machine-themed Kamen Rider.
Nice.
Trigger memory を手に入れたぜ。楽勝だな。
どうやらこのメモリを分析していたようだね。
ああ、ガイアメモリもゼウスの研究。
Anywho, we now have the trigger memory. Turns out Zeus was not completely stupid and he jacked it as soon as we got teleported away, so I imagine we inadvertently helped his research out.
Yeah. Seems weird that they give you the final form before they give you the trigger memory.
Yeah. I guess because they were like, well, Excel has a final form now, and we can't let the secondary rider have a final form before everybody else for too long. That'd just be weird. But yeah, so now we have Cyclone Trigger and Heat Trigger. Fun fact, there's a reason, though, in terms of gameplay, they give you Trigger so late. It's because these two forms are some of the best in the game, hands down. So
yeah.
They make you play as Cyclone Trigger here for a little while, and the reason Cyclone Trigger is so good is because it has piercing shots like this. So yeah, it's rapid fire, reaches a long distance. It's very, very good, and you know, mobility because you have Cyclone. So it's yeah, it's basically needed for the final boss, or at least the way I fight him. But meanwhile, Heat Trigger absolutely destroys enemy armor. It might as well not exist now that we have Heat Trigger. I will show some of that off at a later time. So
okay then.
So what are your favorite combos for Double? I gotta know.
Well, I think I'm fairly fond of Heat Joker and probably Lunar Metal.
Ah, very unique picks. I like it. For me, though, we've got two of my three favorites, those being Heat Trigger, which we just got, and also, I've said it before, Cyclone Metal. I like those two. We don't have my ultimate favorite Luna Joker yet, though, sadly.
Yeah, we're still one memory away from that.
Yeah. They just won't leave us alone, will they? Well said, Philip. Well said. So.
And now we're up against that thing from some point in there. I'm not sure if it was the first episode or the 21st.
Yeah, Mantis Yummy. He is a boss, but he also gets demoted later. And his main function is just to teach you how to use the new trigger forms, because his attack patterns are based very much around them. That said, he doesn't stand much of a chance. Yeah. Plus we have Hawk Bro, so like that makes it a lot easier. So I'm just gonna try and style on this guy because he's really not a threat. So. Also, fun fact, I don't remember if I talked about it before, but we have a status effect here that you might have briefly seen that all the heat forms can inflict. It's called Burn. It deals tiny bits of tick damage as it's there, so it's useful.
Yeah, I've seen that type of damage in various other types of games I've played.
Oh yeah. But yeah, easy stuff. And we get the triple S. Always nice. But yeah, one of the reasons I like Heat Trigger so much is not just because it's cool, but it also reminds me of Gekaider, which is one of my favorite things ever, so, you know, double points for that.
I kind of guessed it once.
So now we get introduced to a puzzle in this game that we will see here and nowhere else ever again, even though they seem to make like a big deal of it for some reason. I don't know why.
To be honest, that's how a lot of shows introduce their new products. They make a big deal of it, and then 20 episodes later, it's getting beaten up.
Kinda. But yeah, basically we have to shoot a control panel to drop the barriers. This is the only time we ever have to do anything like this. And never again. So I guess it's in that case it's actually fairly accurate to a lot of gimmick toys in Rider. They get used for one episode and then they're not important anymore and we don't have to care about them. Like because I know I'm picking on Wizard a lot in these videos, but it's just because it's the most recent show I've seen. But like for example, the Excite Ring in Wizard, he used that all of one time and then not ever again.
Yeah, I think that maybe it's built up Old Dragon like it was a big deal, and it appeared I think twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, Dragon Timer.
It's mostly just used to give Wizard a group of clones.
I mean, it was cool though, right? Like, so that's something. But yeah, we've now found the workstation of Professor Ada, whereas also where I was created, as we found out last episode. Yeah, she made I donated her to Sector City. Weird. Also, I don't know if anyone notices, but all of her monitors are blue screened. That could not have been convenient for working, I imagine. The mystery of I thickens. So, here's another question for you, Androzani. Throughout this game, have you been on Team Shotaro or Team Philip when it comes to I?
I've been neutral. I mean, I've seen a lot of shows with AI, and it can go either way. They can either be good, they can either be bad. They either start good, but then go insane.
So you're like, I'm staying out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Because so far the thread, it seems like, has an even split on Team Shotaro and Team Philip. So. But yeah, we found the purple medals. They're just chilling here on Professor Ada's desk. Weird, but like, okay, we take it, sure. Like,
yeah, especially when you consider about almost every other medal you get in this game, you have to beat the appropriate greed for it.
Yeah, we don't have to beat up, what was his name in the movie? Was it Giru or Giro or whatever the purple greed?
The one I watched called him Gil.
Gil? Okay, yeah. I don't remember what he was called. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. I love it when Shotaro and Philip bicker like the couple they are. It's great. So yeah, now in probably the most anticlimactic way, we have O's final form. At least when it comes to this game counts it as Puto Taira being his final form, which, I mean, that's completely inaccurate. We all know Tajidor is his real final form, so I don't know what they're doing here with that in this game, but I guess.
I mostly go for perennial writing candidate Super Tatoba.
Super Tatoba? Oh man, I'm not a fan of that form personally. Which, by the way, Super Tatoba's actually not in this game, which is weird because, like, in canon, those are the only medals AG actually has. So, like, I don't know.
Yeah, they put in a CSM exclusive combo, but not what the only medals he actually has in canon.
Right. But, oh well. I imagine gameplay-wise, it wouldn't be that much different from Tatoba, so that's probably also a reason why they left it out. So.
Yeah.
And plus, too, people would be upset if, like, the base form wasn't in the game and they put in Super Tatoba instead. I would imagine.
I mean, technically, that's not to spoil anything. That's pretty much what a lot of the later 0-1 media does. Since into my last episode, Rising Hopper gets upgraded to Realizing Hopper, which looks the same but has better stats.
Yeah. I don't remember if I kept it for the episode, but there was a little discussion me and Kosan had when we did our recording session about how that seems to be a trend in Modern Rider nowadays, where the final form is just like a super mode of the base form. So, like Build, for example, with Rabbit Dragon and etc. So yeah, we now have Puto Taira, and I'm sure, nothing bad will happen by continually using these over and over again. It'll be fine. Literally nothing bad can come from this. As anyone who's seen O's is sure to know. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, does like nothing bad happen to Blade using King form 13 times?
Yeah, no, nothing at all. It's fine. But yeah, now we get Oz's little final form showcase thing, so we just beat up people as Puto Taira. I feel bad for Oz here though. Excel comes in with his final form, like, full powered, like, totally awesome, showing off how cool he is, right? Double gets his final form, the Extreme Memory, during, like, a climactic cutscene where he reunites with Philip, and it's, like, this big, super ultimate moment. Meanwhile, Oz, he just gets his final form in this game handed to him, and all he gets to do is beat up some mooks, and that's it. Poor guy. Me thinks the devs might have had a little bit of bias when it came to something like this. I don't know, though.
I cannot say for sure. Most I know about the behind-the-scenes info is that he got the guy who directed Double's movie to do the opening cutscene.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad they did that. That cutscene's great. So. And if you don't want to run out of RP, I suggest you, right after this, switch to whatever form of your preference. Well, not RP, EX gauge, my bad. So. Because otherwise it will just eat your EX gauge. That was all you get for a Puto Taira showcase. Don't worry, I will show off more of Puto Taira in a later video. Yeah, Terror Dragon's here, and how are we gonna fight this thing? Because it can fly. I mean, Excel could do it, he can fly, but like, what are we supposed to do?
Yeah, if only we had some red medals.
Right. Oh, and also Zeus is here. This just got a lot worse. So, as Zeus here exposits to us about his Grandmaster plan, Since, you know, final forms are the name of the game this episode, what is your favorite final form in Rider? It doesn't even have to be between, like, double or O's.
そんなことをする権利が
Yeah, well, I'd probably go for Kiva Emperor, mostly because it's the first one I ever saw in any real capacity. Since my first real exposure to Kiva was through the Go On Just subs, which have the superhero time bumpers included, and after a while they switched from base form Kiva to Kiva Emperor, and have a back-to-back shot of him holding his sword along with Go On Red holding the rail saber. That's what it's called in RPM. In Go On to it's something else.
Gotcha. So yeah, if you hadn't pieced it together by now, Zeus's grandmaster plan is to use the power sources from O's and double to create an army of zombies, basically. That's essentially what it boils down to. So, but yeah, for me, my favorite final form will always be Ultimate Kuga, and no, Rising Ultimate is not his final form. I will fight anyone who says otherwise. Yeah, I like my love of Kuga aside. I just think in terms of design, in terms of story, it was pulled off the best for my personal tastes.
どうやら私の崇高な研究が理解できないようだ。仕方あるまい。
But yeah, so now we gotta fight the Terror Dragon, because, but yeah, you know, like I said, how are we supposed to get up there? Puto Tyra can't last for long, so I mean, technically it can fly, but that, oh, wait.
Oh, hey, it's the Volgari, or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So for those of you who wanted more bike action in this game, because I know at least one person posted about that, I mean, here you go, technically we're getting more of it. It is a shame that we never actually get to ride the ride vendor, though. That'd have been nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is an alternate game mode that this game has, although it doesn't do it very often. You get these sort of Panzer Dragoon-esque like rail shooter sections that they're actually pretty fun, admittedly, and they're not hard either. Like this one, because it's the first one, even on extreme mode, you could just face tank it. But yeah, the general idea is to dodge attacks and shoot down your target. So it's a nice little bit of variety from a game that's mainly just been combat and trash mobs up to this point. Yeah, I'm not really trying too hard to dodge here because, like I said, this is the first one, so it's the easiest. So you can just tank through it and just keep shooting, pretty much. So. That said, you do get ranked on these based on, now I'm not entirely sure how it goes, but I think it's based both on the amount of time it takes you to clear it, as well as how much damage you take. So, that somehow jumped me from an A to a triple S, which, hey, I mean, I'll take it. And yeah, they do let you retry them if you mess up, or you want a bigger score, or whatever. Sadly, you can't just replay these sections in like a menu as like a bonus mode, though. That would have been nice. You have to like specifically make a save for these if you want to replay them over and over.
Nah, that's a shame.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess it's time to throw down with Zeus now that Terror Dragon's out of the way, right? So, can't believe we're at the final boss already, guys. Like, man. What a ride.
I mean, there's still some out there, but yeah, we're about to defeat him. And probably, that is if he gets up off his chair.
Nah, he's just gonna fight us in the chair. That's how confident he is.
史上最強の生命体の誕生だ。ようこそ無知。 コアエナジーとほんの少しの犠牲があればこの神のごとき所業を実現できるんだよ。
グリードを作っただけで神様気取りだ。
So yeah, this is Muchiri, and I remember when the trailers dropped, revealing that this greed was going to be a part of the game. A lot of people went hype, and myself included, because it was definitely an unexpected addition to a game like this.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So that said, while I do understand why they put this in the trailers, you know, to get people hyped up and to maybe get more people to be interested in the story and buy the game, I totally get that from a marketing standpoint. Me personally, I really wish they hadn't and just left it as a surprise, because this would have been such a huge moment if like, you know, for people who watch trailers and stuff, if they had just not put it in there.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, they could include a second OG Greed in there somewhere, and just not put it in the trailer.
Right. Which I'm gonna say it now. No, they did not put in another CSM exclusive greed into this game. Unfortunately, I would have loved the. I can't remember the name of it, but I would have loved the form where it's all woodland creatures. So like it has cow legs, for example. That's why I always remember it. Like I like that form, but sadly it's not in this game.
Yeah, I probably would have been good seeing the Arctic Animals one.
Yeah, that's a cool one too.
On say Shirogen.
ムチリはさらなる力と不死身の肉体を得るのだ。その時はもうすぐそこに迫っている。
Oh, classic villain mistake, homie. You're just leaving and letting us live. Like, don't you know you never do that? Oh. And you were so proactive at the start of this game too. I don't understand.
そう。手も足も出せなかった。止めなきゃいけないと分かっているのに。
オズ、正直俺も足がすくんだぜ。あれがさらに強化されるなんて考えたくもねえ。これは予想以上に厄介な事件になってきたな。ああ、絶対に阻止しなくちゃ。
So yeah, we now have even bigger problems on our hands. We gotta think, how are we gonna fight Muchiri, this new greed, because they forward O's like nothing. So we definitely need more strength.
Yeah, the best bet I can offer is try and get him to gloat that he's about to beat us, or that he's going to go home and marry his fiancée. Because that'll surely set him to death.
So next sector's unlocked, so we're gonna head there, and that'll be the start of next episode, where someone we've all been waiting for finally shows up. So as this comes to an end, I will say thank you for joining me, man, and I look forward to having you. Yeah, and I look forward to having you more on future parts, so we can talk more about like double or O's or whatever else you feel. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so that'll be that, and until next time, guys, catch you later.
Bye.